Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ethos.
Who else is cold? Okay, so as Dex kind of explained, he's a very metaphorical person. You have to kind of think deeply to understand what certain artists are speaking of. I'm one of those sort of artists. I'm a little bit more political than Dex is, so some of my things are encouraging you to go home and Google information about the world that you live in. A lot of people, especially in America, are really kind of oriented toward a personal and individual lifestyle. They don't really pay attention to a whole lot of the news that's going on. And then if they do, it's like a very biased news source and it's only one. But we live in the age of information, so you can take advantage of your internet access and you know, read intrigue and critique from other places about what's happening in our world, and it can help you form a good opinion about your life. But so I write poetry, and I also do hip hop. I'm gonna do a little bit of both for you and see if I can make you think. This first piece is just a spoken word piece, kind of about what I was talking about the world we live in and some of the things that I've learned about it that are interesting. It doesn't have a title. Always lie beside patience. I try to inscribe statements. Eye to eye with birds high I fly makeshift. Machina of masons, that which molds nations. Pinned upon placement, life is a test, ace it. Measure man's intelligence. Mother Mary celibate. Bethlehem to Baphomet, the serpent singing seraphim. Blood within the bluish sea, tyrants tell of truancy. Stories sold as old, somehow I've missed them so they're new to me. Blissful in his eulogy, it beckons to the pastor. Cast the first stone in a glass house to serve the master. Stand with a strong stature, disastrous design. But then not long after, emphatically decline. Maybe it's a matter of battering what will bind. Lately which is latter will scatter the sands of time. Laughter for the mind, eternal line to self-reflection. Kill me like the Christ, I live a life of resurrection. Depth is the direction to travel for the truth. Far upon a path of thought I've walked beyond my youth. Somewhere within the soul there is an eye that lies unopened. Third door of three to evoke hope and emotion. Stole faith and devotion, conditioned the world. Convinced to consume blindly from a tiny reserve. The separation of class, see deprivation amassed. The degradation alas for the faces they mask. It's deep but remains empty. I speak to regain entry. See that seeds must grow, and so simply weed greed from the garden and water will flow gently. Please plead for a pardon since stardom is so tempting. The cost of calamity, lost cause of humanity. Composition controls my spiritual physicality. Shall I see difference between gods and dogs? Man demands land to stand on facade. Beautiful flaws, every being unique. Know that you're the universe, together one are we. Through primitive dimension, perceive reality. Culture quiets your heart and quells your personality. Tell tales of tragedy, Perseus cast to the sea. Mountain of majesty, Olympus the last dream. Our past means nothing toward the present. Future is only fable until you're able to guess it. On all sides by the lines of a poem. Defy time, we all die alone. Journey to other worlds by the tide as it falls. In a sense, all is nothing from nothing was all. Life is a cycle that never will cease. The strife of those like you will only increase. Unless you truly choose beauty over the beast. The duality of man spoken over a beat. Peace. Thank you. So as I explained, that's just a reflection of our world. I know it's very metaphorical, but that's the beautiful part about poetry is, as an artist, I can speak my thoughts to you in a way that other people don't attempt to do. And it's very fulfilling, and I always encourage people every time I speak publicly to write something of yourself, even if it's just a journal. It's a very beneficial thing to reflect upon your own life. You know, they call it self-reflection. I just share mine.